Good morning, Vanner family. Look at this. I woke up like this. I woke up like this. Flawless. That's right. I'm flawless. No matter what I wake up looking like, it's flawless. It's time for another haircut. Ugh. Anywho, I didn't twist my hair up last night, and I should have, obviously. So we're going to do the quick fix I always do on the days that I don't twist my hair up. So I'm just, FYI, this video is going to be random as hell. Welcome to my channel. I'm Crystal Vanner and I live in my van. Please watch the whole video so we can grow the family, the channel, and the content. But before we get into anything that I'm doing with this hair of mine, let me first start by saying there are many ways that you can help your favorite YouTubers out. One way is by watching videos from start to finish without skipping ads. I know they're long ones. Watch as much as you can. Also, see if they have a Patreon. I do. It's down in the description box. And see if they have memberships available on YouTube. I have that as well. It's a little join button right next to the subscribe button, which you should already be subscribing, thumbs upping, liking, sharing, and commenting as well. Now let's get to this hair. Okay. Take a scarf. Any scarf. This is a Dollar Tree scarf. Like any scarf will do. You can even take fabric. Like it doesn't even matter. For real, for real. So if you're a curly girl, and I'm talking about my black naturals, I'm talking about my white curly girls, I'm talking about whomever, this is a perfect hairdo for you. And as you can see, I have a mohawk, so I have no hair on the side, so this still works. Take your scarf, put it around the back, or your fabric, or whatever you're working with. Bring it to the front. Tie it. I don't know about you, but I can't tie mine too tightly because my head does not like that. And I usually take the layers and bring them up a little higher. Okay, you take one side, wrap it, lay it flat, take the other side, cover that one, and then just tuck it into the first one. Just find the edge of it and tuck it in there and push it back as far as you want on the front. Pull up your curls. Boom! Styled, ready to go, out the house, looking fly. Bam, 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 bam. That's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing. We're bamming. We're doing Emerald Lagasse, Lagasse, whatever. Bam, bam on everything. Anyway, as I said, this video is random as hell. I am settled in North Carolina with my peeps. So that's right. I have quit my Planet Fitness job. Did I save a bunch of money? No. It all went into repairing the van. But hopefully I don't have any major things left. I do still have some small repairs I need to do, but I've got 6 months to do that. So I'm settled. I'm hanging out. For my mental health, I had to get out of where I was. And so I did that. That's what I'm doing. And maybe I'll tell that story one day. Maybe I won't. Right now, keeping it to the people closest to me. But yeah, I had to go. So there are jobs to be had if I really want to go back to that. But I am now investing in moi. I am investing in using my time more wisely to continue the journey I started with this channel, with my whole branded name, my whole situation. Some side businesses that I've been dibbling and dabbling in and out of. So I'm going to invest the time in myself. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. Why not? Now's the time. Now's the plan. And if I have to go get a part-time job, which I will only work part-time from now on, 20 hours a week is more than enough because I need the other, like, 50 hours a week to invest into myself. And then a little sleep sprinkled in here and there. But, yeah, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm investing in myself. FYI, someone gave me, I don't know how this is going to taste. This is my first time making it. But I boiled the seed of an avocado because I put an avocado in my smoothie today. We have avocado, banana, and vanilla organic protein powder smoothie. Taking that with me when I go out with some friends later. But I boiled an avocado to make avocado tea. I haven't tasted it yet. There's really no smell, but avocado really doesn't have a huge taste. So I boiled the seed of the avocado. Someone told me that their father does this. And so, you know who you are. And you know you'll hear from me about this. If it goes wrong or if it goes right, I'm going to tell you. I'm just saying. So, yeah, let's just taste it without any sugar or, well, I don't use sugar really. I don't have any honey, but I've been using the blue agave. Let's just try it, shall we? It's quite hot. Okay, it's actually not bad. It's actually not that hot anymore. Yeah, there's really no taste to it. It's quite plain, actually. I'm a little disappointed. A little disappointed. I thought surely it would have more of a taste to it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a Ricola. I put that right in front of my light. So I'm going to add a Ricola throat drop to it. I just took my vitamins. I've gotten washed up. I've been up since 3 a.m. so I'm a little bit slap happy. But I'm finally going to, because my friends are not going to be ready for like 2 more hours. Actually 2.5 hours. But I'm actually going to be doing some sewing today. I'm going to show you when I'm going to sew. Then I'm going to stop the camera and sew it. Because my sewing skills suck. And then I'll just show you what it looks like after. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's going to pretty much look exactly like it does right now. It's just going to be finally sewn up. So let me go get the item that I'm talking about. It's up in the front. Let you see it. And, yeah, we'll go from there. I actually don't have a lot of things from my sticks and bricks, what we call sticks and bricks life, meaning, you know, brick and mortar life, or living in an actual traditional home. I don't have a lot of things that are still with me from that life. One of the things that I do have still with me is this Snuggie that I found at a thrift shop some years ago. And Pac-Man was my actual favorite video game when I was younger. I only liked really 3 video games. That was, well, maybe 4. So Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Tetris, and what's the other one? No, 5. Centipede, and then that other one, Galacta. Those are the only 5 I really played. And I was never really good at video games, but I enjoyed playing those. Anyway, this Snuggie is one of them. And I no longer use it. I don't use it as a blanket. I don't use it as a Snuggie. I tend to just kind of move it around or fold it up and put it away. And so I've been debating about getting rid of it for some time now. And that actually made me a little bit hesitant and a little bit sad, which you guys know me, I don't have an attachment to stuff. I've said it many, many times. The only thing I'm really attached to stuff-wise is like my pictures, because I have a bad story about that I can no longer tell, but yeah, anyway. That's a story in itself. But yeah. So, catch me at a campfire, I can tell you in person. I can't tell you on video. Anywho, I do like to keep photos, even though I don't have a lot of photos of myself. I do like to keep photos, and once those are all digitized, I'm probably going to get rid of the photos. It's just a matter of me finding either a person who can digitize them for me quickly, or me spending a lot of time somewhere scanning them in to my hard drive. So it's going to take a long time to do, but at some point I probably will have to buckle down and do it. So right now they live in a bag under the bed. Anyway, so I've decided to use this Snuggie as if it were fabric, because it doesn't really match the color scheme, you know, with the blues and the pinks and all that, and the orange and the yellow. It doesn't match my van color scheme, which is black, gray, red, and white. So, yeah. It clearly does not blend in. But so a lot of things don't blend in if you look up there. I have all my frogs ended up being green. I have one red frog that I requested the frog be made in red for me. But yeah, other than that. Yeah. So I have two 11-pound, let me pull it up here. I have two 11-pound propane tanks. And the 11-pounders are thinner and taller than the 20-pounders. So for this lifestyle, they just perform better. They take up less space. They're not fat and wide. So what I have done is, because I keep the one that I use currently, like one stays in the backpack and one stays in the front off to the side next in the passenger footwell area. Someone can still sit there with the 11-pound tank there. That's the beauty of these being a little bit taller and slimmer. The 20-pound tanks are short and fat, and so no one could put their feet in that foot area in the passenger seat. So what I've done is I've cut off one of the sleeves of the Snuggie, and I'm going to cut the second one off too, and put it on the other tank. But I cut it off, and what I'm going to do is sew the bottom up. Right now I have it just tied in a knot, but I'm going to sew this bottom up because I've been using it to put the 11-pound tank in. And now I'll show you what it looks like when it's in there. It's going to look the exact same. It's just going to be sewn on the bottom because it doesn't sit flat with this big knot. So let me slip it on there, and then I'll hold it up and show you guys what it looks like when it's on there. And so I'm just making covers for these. You know, when they're sitting up front, you can't tell right away what it is. So then there it is. So this is what it's going to look like sitting in my foot passenger seat. And that way I get to keep a little piece of nostalgia with me, but it's also serving a purpose. And of course, this is what it looks like. It won't sit flat. But I do keep this bungeed up front. It is bungeed so it does not tip or move while driving. It stays permanently in that area. It stays permanently bungeed, all that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be sewing that up because I came across my little sewing kit, which I use black thread for everything. And not only do I use black thread, I use black hair weaving thread. If you go into a beauty supply, especially like a black beauty supply place, and just ask them for hair weaving thread, the thread that they use to sew in hair weaves, then there you go. That's what you use. I like it because it's really thick thread, if they have good quality one anyway. So it's usually a really thick thread, and it's usually really, really well made. So it's like it holds up to lots of abuse, which sometimes in this van life, things get abused and eaten up and beaten up. So I'm going to cut some of this excess off. I think I have way too much. I didn't know how much to cut. I didn't measure. I just kind of eyeballed it. So I'm going to cut this. I'm going to sew this. I'm going to turn it inside out, obviously, and sew it. I do have minimal sewing skills, of course, by hand. But I did take, when I was in middle school, home ec was required. You had to take at least one semester of home ec before you could go on, in middle school, before you could go on to, was it middle or high school? I think it was middle school, yeah. I think it was 7th grade. Every 7th grader had to take it at the time that I was in school. Anywho, so I've cut it to the, I turned it inside out. So I cut it to, this is the arm, like the pit where it would attach to the Snuggie. So this is the seam there. So I cut it down to the seam, maybe about just a little less than an inch, maybe about an inch. So now I'm going to just hand sew that real quick. It shouldn't take me just a couple minutes to do that. And then I'm going to cut the other arm off and hand sew it real quick for the other one. I brought them both up front here, since one lives in the, like I said, one lives in the back, one lives in the front, but they're both up front right now for this particular video. So I will get them sewn. I will show you a picture of what it looks like sitting in its front position, and all that, and put that all up afterwards. So let me go sew. Okay guys, so this is where my 11-pound tank stays. And there is room for someone's feet right there. Because the doghouse, you know, it doesn't sit out much further than the doghouse, so there is room for someone's foot. But it's easily moved, so it's, you know, much lighter weight. I can always bring it and put it here in the middle if the person I'm, you know, is sitting there needs more room. I mean, there's stuff that travels in this seat right now temporarily. But yeah, once that stuff gets moved or sold or whatever I'm going to do with it, then this seat will always be empty. That's the plan. I kept my cardinal seat pretty much empty for the most part, and so I plan to do the same thing here. So, yeah, I'll show you the close-up picture of the other one that's going in the back, or the close-up view, rather. So this is the one that's going to go in the backpack. I'll set it up on the seat so you can see it. But yeah, I just did a simple stitch, turned it inside out, did a simple stitch on the bottom, and now I have this holder for my two tanks. I'm pretty excited about it because that leaves me, you know, I have the rest of the Snuggie available to do some other things with. I was thinking about doing maybe a pillow for this chair. And then I have a little bag with fabrics in it, so I'll fold up the rest and put it in the fabric bag. And use the fabric for something else maybe at a later time. Or if I find someone who's a sewer in my travels and they want some cool fabric, I can always give it to them. So I'm considering making a little bag, like a little backpack or something. It'll be very crude, very, you know, like one of those drawstring backpacks or something. We'll see. So I have the leftover parts of the Snuggie. I have this one little piece left from a sleeve. I have this little piece left from a sleeve. So I do have a container with fabric. It's more like a, well, it's a bag, really. More so a bag. But I think I'm going to put this in that container. I'm debating about making me an actual little, like a purse or backpack. Because, where is it at? Where is it? Here it is. Because the Snuggie has pockets in it. Right here, there's 2 pockets. And so I was thinking, oh, that'd be cool. I can make a bag. I could have one pocket on the front and one pocket on the back. And make like a crossbody, a small little crossbody bag or something. Would be a cute bag to carry. It would definitely be a, you know, a statement piece. Yes, I do all my sewing by hand. Yes, it's very crude sewing, so don't look closely at my stitches. But, you know, I'm not trying to be a seamstress at all. And usually, you know, you can't really tell. But yeah, so I'm considering making me a little bag because I do have a backpack purse, but I'm finding that it's actually more bag than I need or want to carry on a regular basis. And so making me a small bag out of this fabric might be a cool thing to do. Like I said, I'd have a pocket on each side or have both pockets on the front. Piece of something on me. Let me just show you my thread. So this is the thread I use. This is the thread that's the weaving, hair weaving thread. And I also use a hair weaving needle or an upholstery needle. Same thing. So I use a curved needle. I don't know if you can see that. I prefer curved needle than a straight needle, and then the thicker black hair weaving thread. So those are the 2 things that I use, and I keep a couple of, I have another thing of thread, so I bought that recently when I was at a beauty supply buying some moisturizer for my hair. I bought another thing because it was only $1.99 for the thing of thread. So I have bought upholstery thread before, but I feel like this thread is even thicker than upholstery thread, which I like, which means it's going to stand up to me doing what I do, which is not always being gentle. But yeah, so if I do make the bag, I'll definitely let you guys know how it turns out. I've got a lot of time before we leave for my friends, and I've been just sitting here listening to podcasts If you want a very fun, funny podcast that transcends cultures and race and social and economic backgrounds, check out Jesus and Jollof. And I'm sure I have mentioned this podcast before. I'm 100% sure I've mentioned this podcast before. But it is super, super, super hilarious and fun. It's not overly religious or Christian, and it's not overly Nigerian or black. It's just a little bit of everything and very relatable in so many ways. So definitely check them out. It's Levy Ajayi and Yvonne Orji are the hosts. And Levy has her own podcast as well called Rants and Randomness. She's on social media everywhere. I love, 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 love her. I tend to agree with probably about 85 to 90% of the things that she posts and says in her blog and TED Talks and all that stuff. Anywho, that was just a little segue. But I hope everyone's still reading their book. May is when we're going to reconvene and talk about the book in a video. I'm going to be doing it in recorded video format this time around, not live. If more people start reading the books, then we'll definitely think about doing live videos for the book club again, like we did back in 2018, 2019. So May 16th is the day to have your book finished. You don't have to have it finished by then, but that's the day I'm going to upload the video for the book. I believe it's a Saturday. And it's right after my birthday. I don't know, maybe I'll do it a different day and do a live that day for my birthday. We'll see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all of your support. And a big, big, big thanks and shout out to my Patreon patrons and my YouTube members, because without you guys, these videos could not be made. I love you so much. Mwah! Thank you for watching.